is a planned program of activities designed to promote well-being through social, therapeutic, and health-related services. They're designed for adults who need a little bit more supervision or help during the day. The social activities, the healthcare services for residents with clients or cognitive impairments, seniors who are frail or may be lonely and need to be with people and participate in activities instead of sitting at home watching TV all day, which I've had some people come here that were doing that, and they've changed their whole attitude. And like I said, people who come to adult daycare usually live on their own or with their families. There's 3 types of adult daycare that I'll address here. There's the social model, the health model, and the Alzheimer's or dementia care model. The social model focuses on enriching participants' lives, building on their skills, their knowledge, and unique abilities and strengths. There are some health-related services involved in the social model, but minimal. Adult day health provides social activities like the adult day care, but they also provide physical, occupational, and speech therapy in many cases, as well as taking care of medical needs like blood sugar monitoring, tube feeding perhaps, oxygen, and some minor wound care. The 3rd type of daycare is for the Alzheimer's or dementia residents, but I will say that most daycare and day health facilities will accept people with dementia on different levels. So they are mainlined with the other clients. What do adult daycare centers look like? They come in many shapes. Some are in private homes, and that's with just a few clients. They can be located in church recreation halls, medical office plazas, which is where I am, standalone facilities, and then they can also be part of a long-term care facility. There are a couple on the island that have opened up their own daycare for people that come in. They're usually adult day health, though, since they're attached to the adult day the long-term care facility, so they have nurses and CNAs on board. No matter what type of building they're in, it needs to be well lit. It needs to be home-like so that they're comfortable while they're there and comfortable. Safety is a major focus. Grab bars in bathrooms and showers if you offer showers. Locked cabinets for medications and locked cabinets for cleaning chemicals, free of clutter, and safe non-skid floors to prevent falls. Hours of operation vary amongst, they're similar but vary. Most of them are open from 8 to 5 or 7:30 to 5:30. Some facilities have evening hours. There are opportunities for drop-off and early drop-off and late pickup for an additional fee. And some are open only Mondays through Fridays, but others have weekends and holidays hours as well. I offer those as well. I have one client that gets here at 6 o'clock in the morning because her family member works downtown and has to be downtown early. So I open at 6, and then I have other clients that are picked up later in the afternoon after 6 o'clock. So it's pretty different. Social activities, meals and snacks, therapeutic activities, personal care are all general services. The social activities, interaction with other participants in planned activities appropriate for their condition. Meals and snacks, we offer a hot meal at lunch and snacks in the morning and the afternoon. Some facilities offer breakfast as well, and some facility I know one facility in particular that offers the dinner meal. The dinner meal. And if you want to just buy the dinner meal, you can pay for it and take it home with you. Therapeutic activities include exercise and mental interaction. Slow down. I'm sorry. Personal care with help with toileting, grooming, eating, and other personal activities of daily living. Some facilities offer transportation from door to door. Many caregivers use the handy van or other like services to deliver their loved one to the facility, and most of the families just drop their folks off at the door. I actually have a couple of clients that I pick up and take home in the afternoon as well. Okay, fun and games. This is a fun picture. It shows some of the activities we do. Um, every facility develops a monthly calendar so that their clients and families can know what kind of fun they can expect for the month. Most facilities have similar activities offered to their clients, including music, art therapy, exercise, outings, picnics, ball toss, um, chair badminton, movies, chair travel, and board games. I want to talk about the chair travel. It's really fun. What you can do is go on YouTube and pick a country or pick a state or pick a city even, and it will give you a documentary of that particular location. And it's like going on a trip without leaving the chair. It's really a lot of fun and everybody enjoys it. We do Tai Chi. We do reminiscent group activities. We do crafts, and we have extra activities offered. If a client doesn't want to do what everybody else is doing, that's fine. They can do puzzles or even watch TV. We have crochet, but we're not forcing anybody to do anything they don't want to do. They're here to have fun, and that's what our goal is. A lot of us take our folks on excursions, and then we've taken our folks to the aquarium. We've taken them bowling, and I'll explain bowling in a minute. Swimming at the YMCA, special lunches. There's a train ride out in Kapolei that's a lot of fun. The zoo and other daycare centers for bingo tournaments. They really enjoy that a lot. The bowling, they set the bowling alley sets it up for like they do for keiki. They have gutter guards, which I wish I'd had when I was younger. I could have bowled a lot better. Or they also have the rack that you set the ball on the top of the rack and it just rolls down into the alley. So it's easy for them to do, and it's fun. Some of them can swing light balls, but some can't, so they can still participate. The swimming at the YMCA is free if they have Medicare and a Medicare program that covers that. Most of them do. When we took our folks to the YMCA to swim last year, they had such a good time, and a lot of them hadn't been swimming in like 100 years. So we got them in the water, and it was like they were free as birds. They didn't have to use their walkers. They didn't have to use their canes. They swam around and just were real happy to be free. Okay, who benefits from adult daycare? The frail seniors with fall risks and other safety issues, seniors with dementia or other cognitive impairments who need supervision, the elderly that live at home alone, are isolated and desire companionship, seniors with physical disabilities, and seniors whose caregiver works outside of the home or away for a long time, and they just don't want them to leave them alone. So if the senior can no longer structure their daily routines, and it's not safe to leave them at home, they're included in this group. Benefits of adult daycare programs. It's a safe and secure environment. Seniors living at home are at higher risk for accidents, and being in a care center gives a caregiver the peace of mind that a loved one is in the hands of compassionate professionals who are trained with taking care of the elderly. There are fun and educational activities. In an article in Generations magazine written by Lynn Wong, director of Kahali Nui, she said, being involved or engaged in a group activity, I'm reading this quote, gives the older adult a sense of purpose, a reason to wake up every morning and anticipating fun and excitement. So that's one of our focal points there. Okay, the next item is improvement in mental and physical health. They can enhance or maintain level of independence. We talked a little bit about that already. Socialization and peer support, and nutritious meals and snacks. The improvement in mental physical health, I'd like to give a couple of examples of some of my clients. I had one lady that had been here for about 6 months, and she left for a month to go live with a daughter on the mainland, while her daughter that she lived with went traveling. While she was over on the mainland, she had a heart attack and ended up with a pacemaker. When she came back to us, when she was able to, she was very frail. She had lost a ton of weight. She didn't need to lose any weight, and she was using a walker. After a short time being involved with the group and exercising with us and everything, she had made a remarkable improvement, and she told her doctor that it was directly related to being here and active with the rest of the group. Okay. Another client had been at home watching TV before she came here, and she really didn't want to come at first, but once she got here, she looks forward to it. Anyway, we do a lot of adult color therapy. And when we first started that, we were really surprised at how many people took to that, because those adult color books are kind of complicated, but they get very creative. Anyway, this one particular client started coloring, and she is meticulous, very talented, and creative as well. Her family said she's even doing it at home now, and they have started framing some of her work. It's so good. So she'd never done anything like it before, but once we got her started with something to take her mind off of whatever, she's just enjoying the heck out of it. The problem with isolation, the coming to an adult daycare keeps them from being isolated. They can engage in conversation and interaction with other seniors, and they can make new friends, and they can share their thoughts with everybody else, and that helps a lot. Okay, the other benefit is for caregivers. Oh, the nutritious meals. I'm sorry, I didn't talk about the nutritious meals and snacks. We have a hot lunch every day. Some facilities that are connected to the long-term care facilities use the long-term care kitchen. Some facilities use the Meals on Wheels, and then I prepare meals here. I mean, I don't cook the meals, but I have meals that I can warm for them that are local, Asian, American, anything they like. They like it all, actually. So the snacks are just fun snacks. We have fruit, we have pudding, we have cookies, and they just enjoy the breaks as well, hot tea, whatever. Okay, the next slide says caregivers benefit too. I told you before that caregivers are on duty 24/7 if they have an elderly family living with them. Adult daycare centers give the caregiver a break, and they know that they can feel rest assured that their loved one is safe and active while they're at work or running errands. Excuse me. Putting their family member in an adult daycare helps keep their loved one at home longer, and can postpone the need for placement in a residential care home, assisted living, or long-term care. Okay, this is a little bit of the nitty-gritty guidelines for attendance. Each client must have a physical examination completed by a physician within 90 days of admission, and then they have to have one annually. Each client must have a two-step PPD to begin with, and then annually. And the client must not have severe behavioral problems, and this is for the safety of the other clients and the staff as well. And the client must not be at risk for wandering. Now, they can wander all over the facility, but we've had one client that was just adamant about getting out, and she got very combative, so couldn't keep her anymore. I mean, the doors have alarms on them, so they get out, but keeping are most important. And if they want out bad enough, they find a way. If a client has been in another facility and has a current PPD or a physical, then we will accept it. As long as it's current, that's not a problem. We do assessments prior to the admission. The client and family member comes in, and we do a mini assessment to make sure we meet their needs and that they qualify for being in attendance here. We also have a 4-hour free trial so that the family member and the resident can see what we do for the 4 hours. They can come during a peak activity time and a meal time, and it gives them an idea of what it's going to be like. And it's usually so much fun they want to come back. Cost of adult daycare. There you go. Sorry. Okay. Costs vary. Percy's helping here, so excuse us. Costs vary, but adult daycare averages about $65 a day for full days. Adult day health is a little bit higher. It varies, and some facilities offer partial day attendance. I offer partial day at excuse us, at $15 an hour. Meals and snacks are included in the price. Routine showers are offered in some facilities at an extra charge. Weekends and holidays have different rates, and early or late drop-offs also have charge an extra fee. On the shower thing, the routine showers are we charge for, but if there's an accident, we certainly will give the client a shower if it's needed. And we also have laundry facilities here, so we don't send people home with dirty clothes. And we always ask that they have an extra set of clothes here so that we can change them into if there's an accident. Okay, how do you pay for adult daycare? Most adult daycare is paid for out of pocket by the client or the family. A lot of long-term care insurance policies do cover it. We have 3 or 4 clients that do that. They pay us directly, and then we send the bill, a copy of the bill, to the insurance company, and the insurance company will reimburse the client. Medicaid programs do cover adult daycare, or most of them do. I think there's one company on the island that does not, and I'm sorry, I don't remember which one that is. But the client, of course, has to qualify for Medicaid. The VA has some coverage, but it's very limited. And private insurance may cover part of it, but not many of them do. There's also a lot of confusion about Medicare and Medicaid coverage. Medicare does not cover adult daycare. They only cover skilled nursing, and that's only for a short time. Medicaid does cover, as I said before. Okay, cost comparisons, and here's I talked about this earlier. Adult daycare, when you average 65 a day, is about $17,000 per year. The next step would be home health care, and it's approximately $34,000 per year, and it depends. That, of course, depends on how many hours you have the home health care worker. Assisted living goes up to about $65,000 per year, and then the long-term care nursing homes are $130,000 to $142,000. So you can see that adult daycare is very economical, especially if you want to keep your folks at home and they are able to stay with you at night. The prices vary from state to state, of course, and some are higher, some are lower, but this is just a general estimate.
So I want to give people an idea. So Kathy, how many clients do you have right now, approximately?
I have 37 clients signed up. They're not all full-time, but I can take up to 40 in my facility.
And that's very common for people that maybe a lot of them don't come full-time, but a lot of them come part-time.
Part-time, the family either works part-time or they have outside activities they want to attend. So they're different. They have doctor's appointments or whatever they need to go to as well. Okay. Okay, adult daycare regulations. All adult daycare centers are regulated by the State Department of Human Services. A license to operate is issued by the department in the form of a certificate of approval. And every year we have an annual inspection by the gentleman that gave us our original approval to make sure we're still in compliance and following regulations.
And Kathy, what's the difference between an adult day center and an adult day health center?
Okay, the day center is a social model. We don't do a lot of, we offer medication assistance, but we don't do like feeding tubes and oxygen and whatnot, unless they can have oxygen if they can regulate it themselves. Adult day health has nursing and certified nursing assistants on board, and they do a lot more health related stuff like wound care, blood sugar checks.
And are there many adult day health centers in Hawaii?
Yes, there are. Part of our organization, which I'll talk about in a little bit, we have adult day health as well as adult day care.
And what's the average cost or estimated cost for adult day health?
It's slightly higher than adult day care.
Slightly higher, like $10, $20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a whole lot.
Okay. I should have asked this question earlier, and if you guys have questions, the chat box for some reason does show up there, but if you want to text me, 234-3117. I can answer. I can get the question. That way it doesn't show on the screen. But one of my first questions, everybody, is that I have several clients that my friends rather, and their parents, they're taking care of the parents, and a lot of times they come to me and say, "But my mom does not want to go to an adult day center." How do you handle their objection?
Well, we invite the family member and the senior in to visit the facility, and we give them a tour. And they can see all the activities that are going on around them. We also give the 4-hour free trial for them to come and see what's going on and participate. And most times after they participated, they want to come back.
Good. Okay. Are we doing this?
Yeah. Okay, more regulations. Each center has to have policies and procedures, and each center has comprehensive liability insurance. These are just miscellaneous issues, regulations. There's a minimum of 50 square feet of floor space for each person to work in during the day. And there's one toilet and wash basin for every 10 persons of each sex. Just
wow.
So
Strict regulations.
Yes, they are. Okay, staffing. Per regulations, there's one staff member for every 6 clients. Adult day health may have a lower ratio depending on the acuity of their clients. Adult day care does not require nursing or certified nursing assistants. Like I said, I'm a registered nurse, so I'm sort of unique for adult day care. But the adult day health does have nurses and CNAs on board. And both personnel from both venues should have a basic knowledge and training of or experience caring for the elderly and have a big heart. Okay, requirements to be on staff. A background check has to be done, including fingerprinting, and that's even more stringent than nursing home employment. Because I never had my fingerprinting done when I applied for nursing homes, just for the adult daycare. A physical and 2-step PPD has to be done before start date, and then you have to do those annually, just a 1-step on PPD, but you have to have a physical and a 1-step every year. And they check that when they do the survey, so you have to keep up with that. CPR and first aid training is to be completed before hire date or offered on-site immediately upon hire. I'm a CPR and first aid instructor, so that's not a problem here. Sometimes you have to call from outside to get people to come in and train your staff. Some experience working with the elderly is a plus, but you can be trained if you, I mean, you can tell when you talk to somebody that they will have a compassion for the seniors, and you can train them yourselves. Certified nursing assistant certification is required for the adult day health, and that has to be done through a certified program. Okay, I put in here all staff are trained in CPR again, but I also want to say that we will honor the wishes of the client. So upon admission, I ask that the family members bring a copy of their advance directive or their post with them, so that we'll know what their wishes are if something should happen while they're here. And we encourage people to make sure they have an advance directive and a post form completed, and I have information on getting those done if they don't have them currently. Okay, you have a question? No? Okay, from the National Association of Day Centers, in 2014, there were more than 5,600 adult day centers operating in the U.S. They were providing care for more than 260,000 elderly Americans. Now, that was 2014. We're in 2017 now, so you can imagine the numbers have increased quite a bit. 72% of the facilities operate as nonprofit organizations, and then the 16% are affiliated with the public sector.
We have a question here.
Okay.
So yeah, text me. I don't want to have the chat box to show up on the screen, but the question was, to take advantage of your 4-hour free trial, what are the requirements? Do they have to have flu shots, physical, doctor's note, things like that? Good question.
That's a good question. We ask that they do, but I think that if they have something current from the doctor, we will waive the 2-step PPD so they can come in and see if they are really interested in coming to the facility.
Good.
Okay. All right, I'm on my resource page.
I'm
going too fast. I'm going
You
too
got time.
fast. Okay.
12:13.
Okay. All right. I listed these resources. The Adult Day Centers Hawaii, that I'm the president of it currently, we have 27 members, and we represent 5 islands: Oahu, Maui, Kauai, Molokai, and Big Island of Hawaii. We meet every other month at different facilities, and our mission, I'm going to read this because I didn't memorize it. Our mission is to promote the concept, availability, and quality of adult day services in the state of Hawaii. We strive to improve the quality of life for Hawaii's impaired elderly, support caregivers to achieve their highest potential for independence and dignity in the home and community setting. And then the National Adult Day Services Association was established in 1979 when Adult Day Center owners and managers saw the need to establish national standardized criteria. And that would give the caregivers the ability to rate and fully understand what adult day centers were. The National Association has been promoting the concept of adult day services as a viable community-based care plan. I also have put my information on there, so if you have any other questions after this presentation, and I've gone really fast, so we have time for plenty of questions right now. But my web page is there, my email's there, and my phone numbers that I can use. My office number is the 798 number, and the other number is my cell phone number. So please feel free to call anytime if you have any questions. Now, this is in conclusion, but we're not through yet. An adult day care is an economic and beneficial option to keep your loved ones home and keep them active. We benefit not only the kupuna, but also their families and caregivers. And the pictures on this slide, that's a picture of us at it's not me, but at the YMCA swimming last summer and the bowling alley. And you can see where the rack is for the balls to roll down, but that particular client can roll her own ball. She has such a good time doing that. Adult daycare centers are becoming more and more in demand. And in an article that Percy wrote for Generations magazine called Long-Term Care, Where is it Heading? He states that the long-term care system in Hawaii is broken. It is expensive and beyond the financial reach of many people. So in addition, the aging of the population guarantees that there will be a much greater need for care in the near future, and that there's that would be almost about 2/3 more by 2030. As most people say they want to live at home independently or in a setting of their choice for as long as possible, adult daycare offers them the opportunity to do just that. So that's basically my information. I have tons more information if you'd like to ask questions now. I did have another page of references. These are references that I used from some of my materials, but Generations magazine has tons of resources and referrals in the magazine, so I encourage you to read that. Okay. Any questions?
Does anybody have any questions? We're open up the chat line, or you can text me 234-3117. Let's see here. Nothing yet. Anybody have any questions? They're all over the state. I believe the Big Island has the largest adult day center right in Hilo.
Yes, they do.
And they're example of a nonprofit adult day. Are there any nonprofit adult day centers?
Most of them are.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
For instance, the Waianae Coast Comprehensive has two. One is in Mililani and Ahangwanji, and the other one is here in Aiea at Ahangwanji as well.
Oh, really?
They're nonprofit. St. Francis has adult daycare. They're nonprofit.
Is it true that a lot of times the children will drop off the parent and pick them up?
That's the general yeah.
And so a lot of times they'll choose an adult day center where it's close to, or en route to either from work or from their home.
Right. But they're located all over the island, so it's not difficult.
Okay. Are there any centers that specialize to accommodate people with memory issues?
Well, I said earlier that there are specific facilities that cater to dementia and Alzheimer's, but most facilities, most of the daycare and day health will accept people with memory issues. We do a lot of mind-stimulating games, a lot of reminiscence, a lot of old music, watch old movies, and share. They have a group where they sit around and say, so tell us what your favorite memory is of Christmas when you were a child. And a lot of them remember those things. So they share memories from the past.
That is always an issue because, you know, as you guys know, Alzheimer's dementia, as it gets worse, because it will get worse, it can be an issue if they're combative or if they're disruptive or they bother other clients in the facility. So it's very important for families, and that conversation has to be continually with the family. It has to be monitored. I have a friend of mine that recently had their father. He was getting a little difficult, and and pretty soon he's gonna have to move him out. The family has to find another facility or take him home to care for him because he's getting a little too disruptive with other clients in the facility. Kathy, another question. How about liability for insurance concerns? I'm not too sure when you say insurance. Are you talking about long-term care insurance or?
Okay, we all have to have liability insurance in case of an accident happening here. Is that what you meant? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they all have to have liability insurance to facility. Okay. Question about neighbor islands. Does your website, does the website have list of? You could probably go to the Adult Day Center.
If you'll go back up one more. There.
Okay.
Adult Day Centers Hawaii. The website is www.adultcentershawaii.com, and it lists each island with all of the daycare centers on that island.
Good. Yeah, that is important. I know Molokai called me. Hopefully you're on. They wanted to listen to the webinar because they wanted to learn what they can do on Molokai. It's very small on Molokai, so I don't know if you're on there. But by the way, everybody, I will be uploading this to our YouTube channel on YouTube. We're recording this right now. So give me about a week or two, and it'll be uploaded onto our HPGS YouTube channel. We have a UH intern that's very tech savvy, so we're recording this right now, and hopefully it'll be up in about a week or two. We've had a number of people that emailed me saying they were busy right now, but they wanted to learn about the adult day centers in Hawaii. So an email will be going out, and so in a week or two, just search HPGS or Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society, and all our webinars will be uploaded to there. Is OHCA a good place to start planning for adult day center after reading HAR Title 17? You know what that is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Not too sure what OHCA is. It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking to start your own? I know somebody had emailed me that they wanted to start their own, but Office of Healthcare Assistant, oh, I see, assurance.
Okay.
That probably would. I would also recommend you call the Executive Office on Aging, and maybe they can point you in the right direction.
I can, if you want to give me a call, I can give you the number for the person I started with. What is that?
Department of Human Services?
Yes.
So yeah, adult day centers are regulated by a Department of Human Services. However, Todd?
The David Ailing with Community, I'm sorry, I just lost the title. I've got his phone number, and he's the gentleman that I talked to when I decided to open up my own adult daycare. So if you'll give me a call, I can give you his information. And that's the easiest. The Title 17 are the regulations for adult daycare, if anybody else didn't know that. And you can get them on the web.
Kathy, what are some of the common questions that people, a lot of times the baby boomers, kids or younger, will bring their parent to check it out. But what's some of the common questions they have?
Well, the biggest one was, what if they don't want to come?
Yeah, by the way, do they have to come? Like, do they have a monthly rate or weekly rate? Or let's say they cancel today, they're sick. How does that work?
Different facilities have different regulations on that. Most of us ask for a calendar up front. They fill out the days they're going to be here, and that's what their invoice is for. But if they are sick a day and want to exchange it for another day, or if they're coming full time, then there's partial credit for the days that they're out sick. Hospitalization, whatnot, family emergencies, they're a little bit flexible about that. But they don't, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I answer your question?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I had a family friend that the mother did not want to go, but the family could not watch mom during the day. She got to be early signs of dementia. But it was interesting, after 2 weeks, she started liking it. And now she gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning that she goes, okay, I'm ready to go. Isn't that so true and so commonplace?
Yes, yes, it is.
Why is that though?
Well, because most of them have a touch of dementia, I think that it just gives them some stabilization. They had fun. They remember the fun part of it. They don't really remember what they had for lunch, or they don't really remember what the activities were, but they remember that they had fun and they were with other people.
Other people in a social contact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good.
And they're active. They're active almost all day if they want to be. We don't force, like I said, we don't force them to do anything they don't want to. But the caregivers here are actively working with them all day on different projects, puzzles or games or card games, whatever. So they're never just sitting in front of the television. We do have a rest period after lunch where we do show an old movie or an old TV show like Green Acres. They love that. I don't know why.
I love Green Acres.
They really okay. But anyway, but they get a rest period. They get to watch TV if they want to. Some of the gentlemen that come here like to watch sports, so we have a separate television area for them.
There is. There's a lot of facilities will have a big screen TV and they'll sit in front of them and watch sports.
Yeah, and they enjoy that.
But most of your clients are women. It's what, 80-20 maybe?
Yeah, that's because women
live longer.
Yes. But we've gotten several new male clients in now, so that have some form of dementia, and they need care, and their wives need a break. So.
Need a break? I need a break. Anyway.
I'll tell your wife that she needs to come.
Oh well, we understand. We both understand. We both need breaks. So we got a few more minutes. Any more questions? Any tips for if you know can help our viewership here? We are growing. Next month, by the way, we're going to have Annette Pang, who's going to talk about communication within the family. Very, very good workshop that she puts on. She's in the Generations magazine, as you guys know. And so we are taping all of these. So if you missed anything, check back in a week or two. Just go to YouTube and search HPGS or Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society. Any last comments, Kathy?
I think the story you told about the lady that didn't want to come to begin with, and she started loving it so much she gets up at 5 o'clock and gets ready to come, even though she's not going to be coming for 3 more hours. It's heartwarming. It's the best job I've ever had. It's the best job in the world because you are making people happy all day long, and you get to play all day long. That's the best part of it. But it's just, I highly recommend that you check into adult daycare if you know of anybody that needs some extra help during the day. Their family members are working outside the home. The discharge planners for the hospitals, like I said, if they've been in acute rehab and go home, you don't want them just to sit stagnant. You want them to be able to keep moving and make that rehab really count. But if you would like to come by anytime to visit my center, I'm in Aiea in the Mary Savio Medical Plaza on the 2nd floor. And I welcome you to come by and observe some of the activities and just see what my facility looks like. I have a question here.
How do you warm up your parents to the idea of starting to attend? I'll tell you, my friend's mother that did not want to come, and he told me his mom just said, no way. I said, let her just come and see the place. Just tell them you're going to visit a friend. Because I'll tell you, they may see somebody they know, but they'll strike up a conversation. The biggest thing to me is the social contact. A lot of the seniors here that eventually attend, a lot of them stay at home. And all they have is the TV at home or a dog or maybe a spouse. But it's very important to just get them out there to just try it out. Tell them you're just going to the store. I need to stop here. Just come inside and wait for me. And, show them around. Because they may, especially if it's in the area they grew up, the adult day center. I can almost guarantee they're going to see somebody they know or know a neighbor. And they'll start up a conversation. I know a lot of them like to watch old movies, which Kathy has. A lot of facilities have old movies, old music. And it's really important to get some social contact, get a meal. You have somebody to watch them for 8 hours or so. And to me, I'd rather spend $65 to $75 a day versus paying $25 an hour. So very cost effective, and it's a lot safer. So anyway, thank you everybody. These webinars are open to the public. We have a webinar system that takes up to 500 people. So pass our flyers and emails on to your friends or neighbors or coworkers and let them attend. So if there's anything else, it's 12:29 and we're going to sign off here. So thank you very much, everybody. And email me if you have any questions or future topics. Percy@generations808.com. My phone number is 234-3117. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Thank you.
And take care of your loved one. Aloha. Okay. How do we turn this thing off now? How do we end this?
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye. End meeting for all.